sexual magic again. Um, because this is something I was wondering. Um, for instance, the herb marijuana.
Uh-huh.
When I was doing my herbal studies, we were told this was an extremely feminine herb. And that it reeks of sensuousness. You know, it stimulates all of your senses to a high degree. And it's used for people who have stopped feeling, who have stopped having compassion for others. And it was recommended that for people like that, you use marijuana to open them up to what others are feeling, and to help them establish empathy with others. This herb also is highly controversial because the government had an unreasonable restriction on it, making it illegal. And certain states have decided to legalize it. Still, the federal law governing this herb is still in effect, where you have to have the Anslinger's stamp in order to use the herb legally, and there's only one Anslinger stamp in existence. One. Only one was made, and it was retired 5 minutes after it was made back in the 30s. So, this herb is so potent, so powerful. It has the ability to change one's perspective of the world and the universe and the way they interact with other people. It is so powerful that the government has created impossible laws to govern it, to restrict its use. Even though it has been legalized in some states, getting a chance to use it in those states is a challenge. Now, this herb is a living embodiment of the goddess. I feel that this herb should be legalized altogether, but of course, it being able to change people, the government has to keep a big hold on it. Not because it's dangerous or anything, because it isn't dangerous.
Right.
But it has a powerful influence. Now, the use of this herb, I did all that build-up just to talk about this. The use of this herb in sex magic and in magic in general. I've seen incense recipes where a pinch of marijuana is in the incense blend. I've been in circles. I've been in circles where the mystery that was played out was the smoking of a joint, and it wasn't one joint. It was like, if I'd never been in a ritual like that before, they were passing joints clockwise and counterclockwise. So while you had one in your left hand, you also had one in your right hand, plus one in your mouth. And you
that sound like Cap Williams on his thing. He said, you got so many joint pads around, you stop and look at one like, whoa, what's this?
yeah, exactly. And part of the sacred act was to take at least one puff off of each joint. If they've got 30 joints floating around that circle, you're doing some real live puffing up in there. You know, and then you have to have the cakes and wine thing. It was cakes, wine, and a joint. Okay?
Well, go
That was the sacrament. And it mellows you out so much. Now, who was that I was telling about? I only have like 3 puffs a year, and that's it. It lasts me a whole year. But I had never, ever, ever had that much marijuana in my life. Plus, the room was full of it in the air, and you were getting the secondary hand smoke. You were getting contact highs plus direct highs. All at once.
You can attack all kind of ways.
Yeah. Imagine being in a spacesuit, and instead of air, it ain't nothing but marijuana smoke. Okay, that's what it was like. Now, the amount of rapport it created between all the people there was absolutely amazing. And in sex magic, I was reading a book on sex magic, and they were talking about using marijuana, smoking a joint together and sipping wine before having sex. And it was a prelude to engaging in tantric sex. This powerful herb, I can't stress it enough. I think every herbalist should have this herb. Every herbalist should have this sacred substance. You know? And have the good sacred substance. Not the stuff that's been sprayed with whatever artificial stuff to take a regular, ordinary weed and make it seem like marijuana. Yeah, because it makes you get high, but you're high because you're being poisoned, not because you're actually communing with the spirit goddess of the plant. You know? I have gone so far around in a circle, I done lost my train of thought here. Is there any reference in voodoo, hoodoo, or anything else to using something like marijuana in a ritual setting or as an act of worship?
The Druid, the Native American, smoke something. We don't know what was in their pipe, but it was smoke something. There's cultures all around the world that smoke something. The Native Americans, the Midwest, and the West, Southwest, use peyote to ascend things. And I'm like, wow. So I feel like these cultures, like in hoodoo, there's like no real reference of hemp used or whatnot. might be thrown in if that's a part of your house or something. It might just be thrown in. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
But I did it in ritual in Wicca. I did it in ritual. And I'm like, wow, why is there people smoking weed at the ritual? This supposed to be like something like sacred. I'm saying. Until the pipe got passed around to me. And I'm like, oh. Okay. Like, I'm over here judging everybody else, but I'm like, I'm looking at it like, okay, well, what do I do with this? There you go. And then I just got on it, do that. Then it's the altering of the perception, the warping of the vision of the light. Is you now relying on all senses because all of them are debilitated in some form or way, altered. You are totally unfamiliar with this world, and you have a sensory euphoria and disassociation with the physical realm now that you're in circle.
Mm-hmm.
And this helps you go on some of these trances and on these spirit journeys, on these spirit quests, on these meditations. I feel that it would aid in these things because you are now open and receptive and open-minded enough and willing to trust the person who's guiding you through these meditations, trust the forces of nature and the earth, trust your inner instincts and guidance. People will say, like, after they took the hit of that joint, they're like, I ain't never done stuff like that. Like, it's bringing out things inside of you that you never thought you'd ever accomplish. There's people that I know in California, from California, that were bedridden till they to smoke marijuana. Now they were able to move and get up out of the bed. That would have took too much energy. I feel like now they're not focusing on the pain, they're focusing on their movement, their will to move. And that distracts them from the pain.
Okay.
Now, talking about sex magic and hemp,
Hold on. Yo.
Marijuana, ditchweed, hemp, cannabis, sex magic, and this
Hold on. Get back to them other herbs, because you'll be 3 days talking about weed. Yo. Yeah, I said get back to them other herbs you was talking about in the beginning, because I didn't get to catch that on this recording.
Well, we might have to start this recording over.
I'm already recording it.
Yeah, he's already recording.
Yeah, that's why I cut you off, because you'll be 5 days. You'll be 5 days talking about weed. Ain't all that much love for weed in the world. I don't even fuck with the weed like that.
Back and cut this one and make it nut.
Just rewind. Originally we started this video. Originally we started this video. We was talking about sex magic, and different things used. That's how they ended up getting on the topic of hemp and those little things. I wanted to catch y'all when y'all was talking about the raccoon penis, but I might have to find a way to edit that in. I don't edit my shit. We might have to do that separate, but I'm not doing that. I'm already recording.
Let me just ask
Just
John again.
get back to the masculine and feminine herbs in your sex magic rituals. Get that little part in there.
Okay.
We can get back to the raccoons later.
John.
Yeah.
Tell us again about the masculine and feminine herbs and the way the way to use them in love.
Okay, so they're masculine and feminine herbs, just like Bobby stated. There are herbs like, and there's roots like master root, it's the hydroconca root, and angelica root for men. And there are Queen Elizabeth root and Jezebel root and
You forgot?
For women. For women. And,
Horse root.
Eve root for women. And, they have another one they call Adam's root for men. And, these roots are used, according to your gender or your nature of your gender.
Mm-hmm.
Of your sexuality. Let's say like that. The nature of your sexuality. If you are feminine, you would use feminine roots and herbs. If you are masculine, you would use masculine roots and herbs. If you are masculine male, attracting feminine male, you would use masculine herbs and roots. If you are feminine male seeking masculine man, you would use feminine roots and herbs.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a masculine man seeking another masculine man, you would use feminine roots and herbs. And then the same things apply to women and lesbians and cross-dressers. It's according to the nature of your sexuality.
Okay.
And the interest in your attraction. If you are a masculine man attracted to masculine men, you would use feminine roots. For these roots attract masculinity. But it's a lot of times we always say that men use men roots and herbs and women use female roots and herbs. But with the 21st century all going and everybody's out there now, we can add some new rules to it. Feminine roots and herbs for attracting masculine energies and masculine roots and herbs for attracting feminine energies.
Now, did you switch that up just because of the outing of some of the practitioners now? Was that the reason for the change up?
So the outing?
Yeah. Because, I mean, let's call a spade here. It's not like people that are in the closet with their sexuality aren't going to be or aren't going to attempt to use magic to undercoverly attract that secret desire.
Exactly. Now, if the nature of that desire in which you're trying to attract is what you would base your use of these roots and herbs.
Mm-hmm.
If the nature of it is you're trying to attract feminine energies, you would use masculine roots and herbs.
Okay.
It would be based around that.
Okay. The way you described it, I think you're gonna have the people out there attracting the orgy, but it's okay.
Well, that's what you do. That's what you do. And like we say, it always comes down to the intent.
Can you break down the raccoon penis in 2 minutes? If not, then I'm gonna cut the video.
Tell us a little bit about the raccoon penis.
The raccoon penis bone, I believe, traveled either from Africa or was something native to America that was introduced into folk magic. It's used for love drawing and love spells. I've heard people use it for love spells. It's a powerful charm and an amulet.
Now, what
In folk magic.
what spiritual stable does that come from? Because I've never read that nowhere.
Folk magic, hoodoo.
Hoodoo.
Yeah.
Now, is hoodoo akin to voodoo?
There's some voodoo that has been trickled down from slavery and from the influence of Haitian voodoo into Louisiana, into the South, with the immigration of the Cubans nations at that time of Castro. With that immigration, these Caribbean cultures have influenced hoodoo a lot.
Okay. So as you guys can see, things get a little bit wild after hours. Still here on the conference call. But what are your thoughts and ideas on sex magic? What's some of the cutesy little Cheerios and curios that you guys have used in your sex magic? And don't act like you haven't did it. Don't make me call you out. And your little love spells and whatnot, because as a part of the conversation also y'all missed, I haven't met a witch yet that ain't tried it at least once. Now, share your feedback and thoughts. Don't out nobody. You know what I'm saying? You can use John Doe and Jane Doe. I don't want nobody getting no divorces tomorrow because of this. But share your fun little tips and tricks, and we'll be back with you at a later date, if not tonight, depending on when everybody drops. And this is the Mystical Carter, and we're out here. Peace.